I'm out here with Country Bassing guys doing this little tutorial here, showing you guys what I use, and he just got him a nice one. Alright guys, today I'm going to show you all the little setup I use for trout fishing. By no means am I a professional at it, but I'm just going to show you guys what I've found that works for me in our local pond. This is probably good for lakes as well, and just ponds. It's a super easy and simple setup to use that will catch you trout. So I'm going to show you guys how I set it up. Alright guys, well first off you're going to need a fishing rod. That's your first step. And then you're going to need a jar of POWERBAIT. I'm using the extra scent. It's kind of like a yellowish rainbow color POWERBAIT. I've got my little 1/8 bullet weight. I've got a little bitty tiny trout hook, and I'm using my leader's a little bit longer. I say about a 2 foot, but I'm probably using about a 2.5 to 3 foot because there's a lot of grass here, and I want my POWERBAIT to be floating above that grass. So, and also use this little barrel swivel. Now let's get this thing rigged up and get out here and see if we can catch us some trout. Alright guys, your first step is to put your weight on, either a bullet weight or like an egg sinker that will slide back and forth. Your next step is to tie on this bad boy right here. It doesn't matter how you tie this knot, just as long as it's on there. Just as long as you get that barrel swivel tied on there, that's all that matters. This is pretty much just a Carolina rig, guys. I mean, that's basically what it is, but it's just really effective for catching these trout in ponds and lakes. All right, guys, and your next step will be to tie on your leader to the other end of your barrel swivel here. You see it's hooked to your line, and then on the other end, you're gonna tie on your leader. And once again, it doesn't matter the knot you use, just whatever you prefer, whatever you use, you just tie it on there, as long as it works. All right, that is on. Next is put your hook on. I'm using a little bitty tiny, I'm not sure the exact size, but it is little, as you can see. Just a little bitty trout hook. Get that tied on, and then it's time to put on your bait and cast this bad boy out there and let it sit. All right guys, now your next step is I've got my hook on my line, small little trout hook. I'm gonna grab me some of this POWERBAIT. It's about the size I run right there, and I just kind of smash that stuff around, get it nice and good and compacted, just like that there. And I basically just take my hook and I just slide my hook in the end of it, big enough and deep enough to cover my entire hook, just like that right there. And that's your finished product. And that's what it looks like with the sinker, your swivel. And then like I said, I've got about a 3 foot leader because there's a lot of grass here. So I want that floating above that grass. Let's cast this out, see if we can pull in a trout. All right guys, we're about to cast this out here. You can either hold this rod in your hand or you can set it down and watch the tip of your rod. I've learned that when I set it down, 90% of the time the trout swallows the hook and ends up dying, so I got to keep them. So to practice catch and release, I usually hold on to the rod. That way I can feel that bite and set it, and it gives me a better chance of catching that trout in the side of the mouth instead of it swallowing the hook. So we're going to throw this out here and let it sit for a few minutes. Yeah, net it for me if you don't care. Hopefully he didn't swallow that hook, but he may have. If he swallowed it, I'll give it to them. There you go. There we go, guys. Well, guys, this one swallowed the hook, so we're gonna have to keep this one. There's just no way to get that one out. He's bleeding. Hey buddy, you want this? He swallowed the hook, so I don't like putting them back. They swallow that hook like that and bleed and stuff, so. All right guys, there's our first trout. We're gonna throw another one and throw another little bit of bait out here and see if we can pull in another one. He's on there. There he is. Oh no, my rod. There we go, guys. That's our second rainbow trout. Hopefully he did not swallow the hook, but he may have.
Man, I'm a great man. Oh, no, he's right there in the corner.
Right there in the side? Awesome. Come here, buddy. They're so feisty, dude. It's unbelievable. Come on, buddy. Be careful. There he goes. Alright guys, well, that little setup works. For me, it works tremendously. It's easy, very inexpensive. Just come out here, rig it up, put on a little doe of power bait, and get on the trout. I hope this video helped some of you guys out. It did for me, doing a little bit of research and just looking for easy ways to go catch rainbow trout out of lakes and ponds. And so yeah, a very effective little way to catch rainbow trout, guys. I hope this helps some of you all, and I'll see you guys on the next Bass and Beer video.